Well, who's walking in a winter wonderland? It's our good friends in Greece. You know, there's been lots of talk about TV reunions, Friends, Sex in the City, all these TV reunions you didn't even want or even care about. Well, worlds are colliding this morning on the Elias Macko Show because I've got a weather story for you. I've got an international story for you, and I also have a TV reunion you've actually been asking for. Joanna Vrakas is on the line, my good old friend from television, who now...
My darling, how are you?
My darling, let me just say something. I always love to give a plug to my Instagram. If I mention my Instagram, I get all these followers, like, instantaneously. And you shared this delightful, gorgeous photo from your archives of us having a drink at some fantastic place. And I've just shared it on my Instagram story for people to see. Your beautiful face and my mug. And I'm so excited that you're on the show, Joanne. How you doing?
I'm good. And I think people, don't realize how really good friends we are in real life outside of the work that we've done together. So it's just I'm so happy to speak to you. I didn't think it would be about a snowstorm, in Greece. We moved away to run away from the snow, and I guess we brought it with us. So that's what's happening here.
We're going to get to Greece here in a second and the winter wonderland happening. But, Joanne, for everyone that's listening here, and, of course, you're on CJ 800 over the course of the last year as well. And, I saw you on my TV set in a commercial, and now you're in Greece. What happened, Joanne? Why did you leave me?
Well, I mean, it's a question we get quite a bit. I think it was all part of the great reset, I mean, COVID happened. Elias knows this personally, but because I'd shared this with him, but, we were all set to move to Toronto. I had a new job lined up there, and then lockdown happened and jobs were sort of rescinded and, wait and see. And while we were waiting to see, I, was so lucky that I got to work at TJAD and speak to all the wonderful listeners. But my husband, Andre Monet, who's an artist, who can work from really anywhere, had sort of been putting the bug in my ear that, the kids are young and it's now or never. We should go live this magical adventure. And he really wanted to move to Greece, and he really worked hard on convincing me. And in the summer, at some point, we went to Greece for my 40th birthday. And, I said, why not? The kids are at the age right now where it makes sense. It's all part of this. Everyone was sort of changing their lives. Let's see what happens. Let's see what's available. And we took the plunge and we moved, and it's been fantastic. It's been amazing. It's been a crazy adventure. And the kids love it. I love it. My husband loves it. It was a bit of a back and forth in my head because my father left Greece because there was a dictatorship happening at the time. And I thought, what am I going back to? But it's not at all, we visited Greece on vacation, and I thought, well, what's Greece really like? And it's wonderful, it's modern, it's cosmopolitan. So I'm really happy. I'm surprised that I brought Canada with me, but we're really happy.
So this is the amazing thing here, and we're with Joanna Vrakas, of course, a familiar voice to many of you, and this is the TV reunion I've been waiting for a long time from our days together on television. But Joanne, I would imagine one of the things you and your husband and the kids were thinking as you moved to Greece, you say, and we won't have to deal with those Montreal winters. And then, so tell me about this week.
Okay,
and how crazy it is.
This is the funny thing, is that before we moved, everyone was telling us, last year there was this huge storm in Athens. And, I'd seen pictures like everyone else, and I thought, okay, well, if it happens, it happens. And then, the holidays came, nothing, a tiny bit of snow. I mean, the kind of snow that almost looks like rain. Okay. And then I had a meeting in Athens, and I don't like to drive into Athens because, that's a story for another day, but driving in Greece is something. And Elias, I'm not a great driver to begin with. So, that you won't get in the car with me, but, so we have a driver that we use when I have to go into the center of Athens. And he said to me, there's snow coming. And I thought, this will be charming. This will be lovely for the kids. Lo and behold, the lights were flickering on and off yesterday. Some parts of Athens, got 30 centimeters of snow. People were stuck on the highway. It's really serious. The army's out. And, since I moved here, I've made friends with other people. And one of my friends, she's Greek via, Sweden. So she knows the weather in Sweden, and she lives here, and her name is Stephanie. And she said, I just want you to know, Greeks, we don't do weather. Like, that's what she said. We don't do it. There's no sort of system that kicks in when, it falls this much. So we have blankets ready. The fireplace that I thought was purely decorative. We're looking to burn wood. We're keeping our fingers crossed. So far, still some electricity.
How much snow did you get? And you're referencing it now, just how winterized you are. But when you moved, did the kids bring the snow pants? You know what I mean? Like, did you bring the snow jacket?
Well, because we thought we would be skiing for sure. There are some pretty great ski resorts in Greece, actually. And because we were in Europe, you can take those flights and it doesn't cost a lot of money. So we thought, okay, we'd, go into France and into Austria. So we brought the snow equipment. I'm the only one that I had this Canada Goose. And my husband said, are you bringing it with you? And I said, it's old. I'm just going to give it to one of my sisters. I don't need it. I'm just going to be wearing these fashion winter coats, just to say. And I left it, and now everyone has their Canada Goose on here, and I don't. But you know what? It's snowing, but it's still mild. It's like 0 or 1 degree. Like yesterday, it went down to -4, so it's not anything crazy. I mean, it's for people who are living here, who are Greek, who don't know the Canadian winters. It's cold, but I only started wearing socks when I was going out like a few weeks ago. And people think I'm crazy.
What's the infrastructure situation like in Greece, right? I mean, listen, I've been to Greece and I know it's not, but like, living close to Athens and you got a snowstorm, how's the infrastructure holding up?
Well, there was a bit of a disaster, I have to say, yesterday. People did get stuck in their cars on the highways. Some people for 15, 20, I read somewhere 15 hours. So the army went out to help those people. It's just not a country that's ready for this kind of weather because they have had to historically. I mean, everyone thought last year was the, surprise and a one-off. Mm-hmm. I know they did trim a lot of the trees because that's what happened last year is the trees were falling on the power lines, and hopefully that's what's keeping the lights on at the Vrakas Monet house. So it's I think they're doing their best. But I mean, it's interesting because, as prepared as Montrealers are in snowstorms, we still complain all the time. Yes. Whereas here there's still some novelty to it in Greece. Like people are still like, wow, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. And there's a national holiday that was declared. So everything is closed today and tomorrow. No school. Hospitals stay open, pharmacies stay open. But everything else is closed.
I have 30 seconds here, Joanne, and I just want to make sure we touch on just COVID-19 and how it's working in Greece and vax passports. What can you tell us about how Greece is handling the pandemic?
I'm so happy you're asking me this. We're running out of time, but I listen to a lot of radio just to keep up, with what's happening back home. I listen to you and I listen to the French radio, and I have to say the sort of shock and upset that I hear from people back home about having to have a vaccination passport is almost offensive. I mean, I don't know if it's because Europeans in general have gone through more in terms of historically, there's been a lot of hardship here, but people just are rallying. And I'm not saying everyone, of course there are people who are anti-vaxxers anywhere you go and people who have questions, and that's fine. But there's a sense here that let's rally. Let's do what we need to do. Let's get our boosters. The kids have to have 2 rapid tests per week to go to school. Rapid tests are available everywhere, by the way. My family's calling me so I can send them boxes of tests. I remember listening to, I don't know if it was your program, but it was on CJD, this whole story of lineups, people waiting to get rapid tests and not having enough. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Couldn't get them, Joanne.
I don't know.
And I just want to point out, you bring up a really good point. The people in Europe, they understand what freedom is and how you can lose it, so they don't do this nonsense of a vaccination passport being a loss of freedom. Thank you for bringing that up.
Just really quickly, though, because I know I've worked there. I know when you have to hit a hard out. I'm just saying people keep talking about loss of democracy, but democracy remains, it's the people. It's not the person. You have to do what's right for everyone. And if you choose not to, that's okay, but then don't be upset that you can't play in our sandbox. I mean, that's all I'll say. I mean, you have to rally and you have to think about the greater good. That's my thought.
Joanne, it's so great catching up with you. Love you very much, and enjoy the
I
snow.
miss you. I miss you, and I want to say I'm really sorry I sent you messages for your mom, but love from Andre and the boys, and we love you and care about you so much. And we miss Montreal. We love you so very much.
You're a sweetheart. Big hug, and give my best to you and the whole family. Joanna Vrakas, of course, former colleague of mine. You know her here, a familiar voice on CJD 100 as well, from Greece, where they got the snowstorm.